Y'all better practice.
Y'all better practice in y'all mind.
Them jeans as if jeans could contain your jeans, what I mean.
When it's raped, America does this funny thing where it tells me that I was asking for it.
Dear vaginas, you were not public pools that can be entered in the season of thirst.
For as long as I can remember, I've always felt like a man constantly in reverse.
A walking reminder of the right to bear arms, not because I'm militant.
This is the first time he struck me.
But I got
with the knowledge gained from the apple on how to curl hands into fists.
Welcome to the Berkeley Poetry Slam. My name is Dre. I'll be the Mad Hatter in this wonderland of poetry tonight. Thank all of y'all for coming in.
My first poetry slam was when I was 13 at To Rest Without Regret.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Jamie DeWolf came to my high school. I went to Skyline High School in Oakland. He was representing Youth Speaks. He did an assembly for the entire school, and then my English teacher brought him into our class and he did a writing workshop.
Are you ready?
What was unique about Slam is that it really celebrated your individual voice, your own experience, your own stories, and so that was one of the main connections and vehicles that I had. It kind of really pushed for something unique that was about you.
More angry still, because you know about Oscar, Trayvon, Eric, and Michael, but you don't know about Yvette, Eleanor, Ayanna, and
versus academic verse that was being taught, of a sort of more sedate version of poetry that was often taught to us in high school curriculums. It was something that was much more visceral and direct and connected to an audience.
One, two, three, four, I got a low of an 8.5, an 8.6, a 9.1, a 9.5, and a motherfucking 10. Yeah!
I think the aspect of slam that appeals to me the most is how it's not just, one, the uplifting of voices that academic poetry can so often ignore, like women, marginalized groups, etc.
I'm from a city where young black men are currently playing blackjack. You're considered lucky if you make it to 21.
Like in anything, there are the people who only do it for the points, only to get on the team, only to get to the National Poetry Slam and build a name for themselves. But those people are honestly very few and far between.
I think that nearly all art is competitive inherently. You know, you have your sort of scenes, and then you have your tastemakers, and you have where you get funding from, and then you have the people who rise and fall.
Slam is a game, there is no denying that. The fact that we're assigning numbers to art with a bunch of random people at a bar or a cafe, ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Why my deep in thought face looks similar to a meme. In the voice of my great Uncle Charles, former member of the Black Panther Party.
Slam is the show, that gets the audience listening to poetry. It's an entertainment device that, pulls people in. This is the one thing I've learned.
I don't think slam diminishes art inherently. I think it can, just like anything else that is not done well. I think it is a hazard with slam poetry that you can end up writing for points and not necessarily for emotion and meaning. But I think that's a challenge that artists have to kind of address for themselves.
Y'all want to know who wants some money?
It's really exciting. Things have been changing with button poetry getting so many hits. Like now, there's poems getting 1 million views like every few months.
Coming to third place, winning a whopping $20. Give it up for Kai!
I think slam is a tool to get better as an all-around writer.
You want to know who won second place? Give it up to Jazz Suit!
There's more and more people being introduced to slam who are doing more exciting, innovative things.
Slam poetry, I think, will always still be a minority in terms of poetry overall.
You want to know who won $50 for their broke ass?
I mean, there's endless debate as to what the competition does and doesn't do. And for me, what it did is it absolutely made me a better writer. It made me a better performer. And I think it really just sort of pushes that focus even further as to what you're trying to say.